What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the CuzNCiseal Show. How are you? Happy New Year. Hey, it's New Year, same old CuzNCiseal. Did you have a good December? Did you have a good Christmas? How's New Year's and all that shit? It's been pretty good here. I'm more excited, going to start off the year off. I mean, it's technically, there's already been week down, but hey, first full week of 2022, and we're back with a new episode, like I'm saying. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad. Hopefully, thank you for downloading and listening. This one is going to be a little bit more off the cuff, but I got some cool things to do, and then get you out of here, talk about what's going on, and obviously hot picks and bing, bang, boom. There you go. But we're going to start off with the new craze out here in these streets of fast food living. I just got home with the Taco Bell chicken wings. We're going to review them. Right now, we'll go off right here. They're right here in the box. And we'll start off with just presentation. Terrible presentation. Only because, the box itself is just a cardboard little setup box. Not even a goddamn Taco Bell logo on this bitch. At least so it's going to make mark down for that. It's just a plain old box. You open it. You get your little spicy ranch. That's in the box with it, because I looked through the bag, like, oh, they forgot my ranch. That is supposed to be like look at this. But it's in the box with it, so you don't worry. And then, let's take a smell. All right. Took a little smell. And the first thing I could think of, also, let's also give it a atmosphere. Right now, it's 10 o'clock at night. I got to pull right into this Taco Bell. I didn't have to wait. So these bitches are probably been already made, all set up. And I'm okay, because I understand I want to give a review of what an everyday Joe will go to the Taco Bell and get. But the first smell, because apparently the big craze is they put the nacho fries powder on these chicken wings. And then, to be honest, it just smells like, to me, like a Walmart or a grocery store roasted chicken smell. It doesn't have no real seasoned smell to it. I don't even smell like the nacho, because when the nacho fries are there, you get an aroma from the potato fries of like something in their bag compared to like this moment in time. So, but, and then we'll also do a little bit of feel. They feel all right. They still feel a little crunch. I mean, again, they do feel slightly like, obviously, they weren't fresh out the vat of fucking oil. But I picked up a drum, and we'll start off with that first. We're going to always do a first bite. No sauce, no nothing. Just see how it is, this chicken. And obviously, you'll hear maybe the first bite and a pause. I ain't going to make you listen to a ASMR of me chowing down on a chicken of my fat ass, but okay. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. So, I ate the whole drum before I got back onto the recording. A plain, not Taco Bell chicken wing is okay. It did not taste. It has a nice juice, like to a wing flavor juice of a breaded chicken wing. The nacho fry dust does not do anything to it during the bite besides making your lips dusty of the nacho. It does not give it an extra kick, doesn't give it an extra feel of, oh, that's like a cheddary breading. No. But it's not bad. It is not bad at all, in the sense I would off the one bite, we're going to do the ranch now too. But off the one bite, it's a 6.5, 7, which is good. It's like mid-range. It's supposed to be a mid chicken wing, and like it's okay. But let's try the ranch with the chicken wing. Right. Using a flat for this. So I already broke the bone out, so it's just one bone. Okay. I just took out two of the flats with the ranch. And I would say I don't care. I also, for wing people, I don't care about, I like blue cheese and ranch. I'm on both sides. Ranch is obviously feels more like this, like I said, junior level. You're not in the blue cheese game. But this spicy ranch is okay. Again, still in the mid tier. So off that, I still got 2 wings. It comes in a 5-piece. I'm going to eat them. I'm going to eat them. But it's okay. Will I order it again? Yes and no. I went in there on a 4. I didn't want to just try it. Fuck it, I'm going to do it for the podcast. So I got this. They have 5 wings, and they're not bad. They're not like shriveled up. They're not. They could be maybe taller, but they're okay. They're mid-tier wings, and not in a bad way. Like, but at 7, it was $5.99, and with no drinks. You know what I mean? And I'm more also for my Taco Bell. I want to mark them down because they got a Baja Blast that tastes like shit. And I don't know if it's a syrup. I don't know if they need better water. I don't know. It is whatever. So I'm drinking these shit. I'm eating this shit with sipping on a shitty fucking, feels like a diet Baja Blast. But the chicken wings from Taco Bell with the ranch. The ranch helps. I forgot to get back to that. The ranch does help. And it makes that bite feel and taste like, for me, like it doesn't get that, but that same idea if I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get like the garlic parm sauce, garlic parm wings. So it's a nice coat, and it honestly does pretty good. But the cheese flavor that's trying to make him say we're different, you don't taste it, even because then obviously the ranch covers it more. But, with, it does have a very poor presentation. It's just a simple box. Only because, it does help. You should just say, we're doing it or something, like the next thing, or even like Taco Bell. But honestly, it has a good flavor, or I guess an okay flavor. It just tastes not bad. Would I be going like someone said, you get to choose, do you want the Taco Bell ones or B-dubs? I'm going to pick B-dubs. But it is not bad. Again, I'm going to give it a 7. Seen better things, but also, it ain't going to lie. For the idea what Taco Bell is, midnight eating, 4th meal, these can hit the spot a little bit. I don't even know if they make any more bigger sizes of wing amounts. Just went in and out, but 7. And what's carrying the high 7 is an okay wing. Presentation, pricing, does mark it out. I would love to know what these were, fresh out of the vat and bing bang boom, here you go, have a brand new flavor. But these were not bad for a 10 o'clock at night pickup. So I'm saying they might be hitting the mark right there. But yeah, it's a 7 out of 10 chicken wing. I've had better, but it does taste like grocery store. The grocery store roasted chicken smell it does. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Yeah, how about that? How's that? We got a fucking We did a review. First thing of the year. Bing, boom, boom. They weren't that bad. But yeah, how's CuzNCiseal? I'm doing okay. I have been, which gets into more this week's hot picks, but I have been I've been on a little bit of a spiral of online auctioning buying from this new app that is been going down through the comic book influencer rabbit holes that you can watch on YouTube, called WhatNot. What is WhatNot? WhatNot is apparently an app on your phone that gives you access to these online live auctions for collectibles, or it's like they have Funko Pops, they have people selling shoes, retro video games, they say, and I also get the notification to see that somebody was either trying to sell or give away a PS5 on there. You know what I mean? Just trying to find people to come watch their shows. But I'm in the comic book window of this app, and it's a little addicting. And I thought, I'm like, you know what? I want to be a seller on WhatNot. I did not know when I first started. It's a whole application process. You have to like turn it in. You have to say how much you've been an online seller. You work with anybody, blah, blah, blah. And the more, things you check, probably the more easier it is for you to become a seller. But I put in there, hey, I have a little bit of Twitter following, which is not a lot. I've done maybe $0 to $1,000 in selling on eBay before. Let me in, and right now it's been about when this records, it'll be about 12 days since I put my app in. I even put I sent a letter just like trying to show initiative, like, hey, I really would like to, man. You guys are starting off. I'm trying to find a audience. I know that you're looking for people to come to the thing, which, hey, I've been kind of vocal on my Twitter, and then on this episode we'll have a link in there that if you want to check out this WhatNot with me. Because, again, you don't have to be in comics. You don't have, but there's video games, shoes, Funkos, Pokemon cards, everything under the sun is on this app. And if you want a free $10, use my link, please. Because once you spend $10, they give me $10. And obviously, I don't know if they see the links of how, but I've been a little down this rabbit hole. I was able to, I bought some overpriced books because of hype and how they worked. And I've been learning through watching people what is a kind of definitely a selling opportunity for anyone new who ever wanted to hear, needs some help. And I think I can pick it up. My problem is I have modern books, but I don't got a lot of modern, books to go yeah, good job, man. You sold, good thing you bought it. But I did buy, I got X-Men 4, and the X-Men 4 that I'm talking about is the 90s one, I believe is 90s. That is the first appearance of Omega Red, one of X-Men's villains / Wolverine villains. And it's definitely in near mint condition, and I'm gonna probably send about 8 issues to CGC and let them just sit there for basically almost a year, because apparently CGC is so backed up. They're about 180 days of process of returning your CGC graded stuff. Because I'm still in my head, I'm I think I'm going to get this seller spot. It might take a lot more time than I'm thinking, but I want to be a seller on here because I the WhatNot app definitely shows me, hey, you want, this app gives you processing of shipping. This gives you address stickers. This gives you that, like, it's like a modernized eBay and I also am a big fan of the next new thing. So I want to be on this next new thing, and I think it's a fun time. I've been enjoying the thrill of like watching the countdown for the auction being over and then all that shit. It's very addicting. I think it's a good place to earn a little bit of extra cash. And I think I also did a kind of cool thing. I also got my first ever comic slab. So I have my first ever CGC graded comic book. And it feels more better to have it. It's the first issue of Black Cotton. Obviously, Brian Hawkins and Patrick Foreman's friends of the show got to get their there's this website called Hive Comics. They had a variant issue, and it's I really adored this issue's cover, which was more of like, obviously Black Cotton's the reverse white and black hierarchy. So it's really cool to see like a black police line of people holding guard, and you have a white girl holding like the see me, but it just has a very standing because the story. But no, I like it. It was a 9.8 and I got it for $50. And long story short, that was actually pretty affordable. Like in the sense of like, all right, you wanted to actually buy that copy, might be $15, but then the grading process is get you over 50. So boom, I got it. So yeah, that well, Christmas went by, which I think I don't remember if I spoiled it on that last episode or not. But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of the Vanguard campaign and played some multiplayer. The campaign's not bad. It definitely, I understand now. It's not that I'm tired of it. It's just, it does feel like, okay, this feels like a Inglourious Bastard style action movie. Like, okay. It's alright. And then what I've been playing more is Scarlet Nexus, and that game is okay. I don't know where people were hyping this when it first came out, but I am playing the boys story first because I didn't know, and it's just okay. It definitely feels like hey, this is a PS4 and PS5 generational game, or Xbox One and Series X, whichever one you want to call it. But like, I've been watching the cutscenes, which sometimes are movements, sometimes they're just still framed like a manga. It's just been okay, but I'm so confused on what is going on there. I do not understand why I have to fight certain cadets of the same team. I don't understand what's going on, and I've been watching it. It's not like that. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then, but it's been okay. But I think that's what's been pushing me through. Like, it has an okay combat system. It does have that generic like JRPG of like, hey, here's a walk down this highway. If you want to go off the exit ramp to go pick up an item and come back, fine, but you gotta keep walking on this highway and we're gonna spawn off monsters. It just, you know what I mean? It's very obsolete mapping because obviously it's a generational game. But I'm going to try to push through it. I'm trying to hopefully get to the end of the boys' mission story. And if something connects me that wants me to play the girls' story, maybe I'll jump right to it. If not, I'm going to take a little break and maybe start off like Mass Effect for the first time. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, then I guess for me, let's say even for comics, well, I've been collecting the Superman Son of Kal-El stuff, and I've been picking up like some like Dog Days and this Stray Dogs Dog Days, excuse me. And which is the second start of that story of books. And then one I more want to just give a shout out to is another DC Black Label, which has been really killing, in my opinion, on that is The Swamp Thing Green Hell by Jeff Lemire, guy who made Sweet Tooth, which is on Netflix and all that stuff. It was a really fun first issue. Don't really want to break it because it's if I go into it more, it's really spoiling it. Besides the idea of this is a dystopian future where like the waters have risen, so there's people are living in camps, and then obviously he goes into like a more of a survival, like there's bad marauders and blah blah blah. And then I guess the only other thing would be is like the green, which is the power of the Swamp Thing, is talking to like the council of like Earth and saying we need to fix Earth by wiping the humans, blah blah blah. And then the ending starts the actual real like superhero part of the story. But obviously I don't want to spoil it. It's a good read. I would definitely recommend it. I love also it comes in those big magazine size issues for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because I feel like I can read it without damaging it enough to not like have it as it's still a collector's item, or have to go down that, well, it's a reader copy, you know, I read it and might be a little. No, it keeps its body really well. But yeah, let's go into a little bit of news of all round. I just can't remember because I'm doing this shit on the top of the head, top of the dome, as people would say it. But we'll start off with one of the more recent ones I remember hearing today. Is that Dying Light 2 has now came out and confirmed that Dying Light 2 will be about 500 hours to complete, like as a completionist. And like that's for all the side quests and all that stuff. They didn't say how long the main missions is, but just the idea they came out and put it out there like a badge, like they were like proud of this this, you know, accomplishment of the game. It's been a minute for it to be out there. And then I think when I first heard this, I'm sorry, I was all stumbly in my thoughts. When I heard this, I'm like, well, that definitely means I will not be touching Dying Light 2. 500 hours in one game, especially without knowing anything else, with the idea that they're promoting, like, yeah, you can get lost in this game for 500 hours. That feels like a burden, an overwhelming problem. And this is, you know, I am talking as a person who is happy for like playing Fortnite. It's been, I bet money I've played enough Fortnite of to maybe get close to 500 hours. I'll give her that. So I mean, what's that? But for some reason, with Dying Light, I'm like, no, thank you. It just does not sound really good or fun for me at this moment. At that moment in time, I'll probably catch it on a discount, which also goes into the other thing I'm going to try to do this year. I'm probably not going to buy any new games right off the get-go until maybe a month in to see if they go even down in price, because I feel more mad about how quickly shit was dropping for the Christmas. And I'm glad I got the benefit, but I'm like thinking, wow, this is crazy how fast these prices are going. There's no reason to buy anything new right now because we're still also going into this weirder next year, possibly still going into the this year, excuse me. This year's still obviously going into a pandemic esque style of a year, because obviously we might have another wave of variants, but yeah, another off note one for apparently Scott Pilgrim is going to get an anime series is in the works at Netflix. The creator Brian Lee O'Malley and Ben David Grebzinski will write and executively produce the series. So that's pretty cool for old fans. And excuse me. And another little quicker announcement before we get into another little deeper dive. The comic writer Ed Brubaker, I believe he's the one who but he's the one who was writing, I believe, when Bucky became the Winter Soldier, came back in from the dead, and all that stuff. For our reference, he will serve as head writer on the 10-episode first season of Batman Cape Crusader for HBO Max. This is that TV show or cartoon that J.J. Abrams is helping with. So just so you know, remember. But so there has been also news while I've been off, of what the Flash movie is going to do to the DC film universe. Apparently, it will do not a hard wipe, but it will wipe things that happen in the sense of like Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and the Justice League things away, and kind of create a new Trinity because of situations. Michael Keaton, it will become the Batman of the DCU. Yeah, that'll be the best way to say it. The DCU. And he will, they basically are starting off with a new Trinity, which will be the Supergirl that's in the Flash. And then we'll slowly creep into, will be the Batgirl that's going to be in the new, I believe it's a movie, but I think it's a TV show. The HBO Max Batgirl series. But I can't remember if it's a movie or not. Michael Keaton's already confirmed he's already in Batgirl. And then I've heard things like General Zod will come back from the dead so we can use him again. Henry Cavill's Superman will be seen on TV, but he's not really involved. Wonder Woman is still still relevant towards this new Trinity. I think it goes also with the rumor that she is going to do an appearance into Shazam 2. But it kind of wipes away some of the things that they didn't like of the Zack Snyder cuts. In my honest opinion of my real thoughts is, I'm honestly okay with it. Me. Am I okay seeing like an all-female Trinity? Of course. I think that would be a really cool thing if they do it right. I do, though, I do understand as other DC fans, like, it does stink that we do not have even any movies to have a foundation on to say, you know what, at least we had a good run of the original cast of Justice League members, kind of like how Marvel's doing right now. Marvel's in Phase 4, which is doing a transition to basically passing the torch to the next people. So that's how, why Falcon's becoming the becoming Captain America. Why Hawkeye just made Kate Bishop Hawkeye. How, we see what Elena's doing of Black Widow. And I can go on and on. But yeah, I think it'll be fine. I just think it's little. I'm not a sucker, But I just want some new content from the DC movie universe. So I guess I'm ready for anything. But I'm really interested to see. I have no problem seeing something new as long as you give us a journey in the movie and get us to that destination just fine. Don't give it to like all right, that's it. We're ripping the Band-Aid. That's what you got to deal with. Give us a story. Give us maybe not even a reason, but give us a journey to get to the destination you're trying to get to with this new Trinity. And I'll be okay with it. And then apparently Amazon live action Fallout series will begin filming this year. Geneva Roberts, Durrett, and Graham Wagner will serve as showrunners, with Jonathan Nolan set to direct the pilot. I didn't even know they had a TV show in the works. But yeah, there you go. And then let's get more into the gaming stuff. While I'm looking for news, I see that they said Dying Light 2's main story will be 70 to 80 hours. So yeah, that's definitely a no for me. Oh yeah, CES, I believe, is going on, or just went, and PlayStation was there, and they announced the PSVR 2 headset. And they also showed it. They also talked about it, and they also have they were showing those new peripherals, those new hands. But here, long story short, the PSVR will be a 2000 by 2040 per eye pixels. The display is OLED. It can reach up to 120 hertz refresh rates. They'll be tracking inside-out tracking 4 times built-in cameras. There'll be eye tracking also. Field of view is approximately about 110 degrees. Headphone jack. It'll be corded. But I don't think it's going to be... it'll be corded. But it's going to be like the one single cord, like more like their predecessor, competition like the Valve Index or like older Oculuses. You need a PS5 to use it, and they'll have the Sense controls. And then another kind of cool rumor, if it is true, is that Half-Life Alex, might come to PSVR 2, which would be really, really very neat to see, so I can actually play it. I think it's cool. I think it's should this be the move PlayStation do to double down on VR while competition is doubling down on possibly doing games as a service? I think so. I think there's a market there. There has to be a market because Oculuses were doing really well. In fact, PlayStation VR was one of the highest selling what's that called? Products. It's actually like, when people had VR, there's a high percentage of people who just PlayStation VR as their VR system. So, I mean, of course they have a market there. I think also worrying about the games as a service thing, it's still, I don't want to say it's new. It's not like that. I'm interested to see if that that codename Spartacus gets a real reveal and see what their kind of service is, and we'll see how it pans out. Especially with the news that happened on CES is also that Xbox Game Pass owners have access to Ubisoft Plus, but for an additional fee of $15. So you'd be paying $30 a month for Game Pass plus Ubisoft at this moment in time. Will they probably change it maybe? Who knows? Because $15 for Ubisoft games is pretty wild in my opinion. And I can't remember if Ubisoft Plus members will get Rainbow Six Extraction or is it Game Pass. We'll go to the more heftier way of doing it. I think Ubisoft Plus members will get it day and date. I could be wrong. I'm saying I could be wrong. But what else has been going on for news? I guess also while they're recording, rest in peace, Bob Saget. He passed away tonight. Don't know exactly how he died, but yeah, he was 56, I believe. But, R.I.P. to him and Betty White, whatever. Look for more news. I think about that has been... Oh, I also forgot to say a couple episodes back when there was a union being trying to set up through Image Comics for writers to make it be unionized. And there was a minute that they declined it, but then apparently this past week they approved it. So there is going to be a union. I don't remember exactly the whole system, but obviously they're working some kind of deal now. They do have some kind of union being set up for writers of certain comics. So hey, that's cool. Make sure people are protected for money and jobs and stuff. But yeah. I guess we'll also leave it on that of apparently also E3 has officially announced that there will be online again this year. And people are saying this is definitely the final nail. That means E3's dead. It does suck. I do understand. It was kind of very not confusing. It was very lackluster last year because there was no unified system or event of a live studio audience idea to help push that. Also, PlayStation was, I think, almost a month after the E3 rest of the hype. So I understand. It does suck. We'll see how, Summer Game Fest is still there. Not saying that's a real game changer since it's not like the major companies coming to talk about it right then and there. But yeah, kind of stinks. But yeah, for this week's Hot Picks music, I am picking The Weeknd, Dawn FM. I've been listening to that whole album for, it's only Sunday, since Friday night, and I've been listening to it since Saturday from track 1 to track 16 in the proper way, because I didn't know that when YouTube pops it up, it's not in the right order. Because sometimes these albums now, there are moments where you need to fall into the next track right. You need to approach the next, it needs to all fall in the right place. And Dawn FM is pretty good. I honestly, right now, because let's say, yes, if you asked me yesterday which Weeknd album was better, After Hours, the last one, or Dawn FM, I might have told you After Hours, but then a half an hour later, I might have told you Dawn FM. Dawn FM has a little bit more intros, or skits, excuse me. So I don't think that's fair, because there's some just straight songs on After Hours. But the journey that The Weeknd did from After Hours to Dawn FM is very interesting. It definitely is. After Hours is definitely that feeling of a fresh breakup turning single. And Dawn FM definitely feels like the year after of you're still single, and or you might have thoughts or regrets of previous relationships of how you were, maybe how they were. And it's a very interesting storytelling to it. And I can tell you right at the moment, track 1 through 5 are definitely in my head, and track 1 is technically a skit, is definitely the transition from a after hours, like you're still kind of single, like freshly single thing. And it has like that, like Take My Breath is in that track 5, or excuse me, it's in that list of tracks. So it definitely has like that same last year album sounding. After track 6 is another skit, but it's a little story from Quincy Jones, I believe it is. It goes into there are some tracks that feel like they are older. So when I say older, they sound like they sound and they were produced that they could probably stand the test of time. Because like there are moments of the song right after that skit is called Out of Time. And that Out of Time, there are moments of that song that does sound like it could be it can go up to some classic R&B, or like that classic. I'm going to say Michael Jackson, but I'm not trying to say he's on the pedestal of Michael Jackson. But like that same level of feelings with that Out of Time. I will pick for a track song. I'm going to pick Best Friends. I don't mind that one. There are some interesting moments of like Tyler the Creator is on that bottom list of this, like after that 6. So like the idea like he's part of the new transition of what Dawn FM or the new Weekend in his mindset would sound like. Even Lil Wayne's in a feature. There's some interesting spots, and I do really enjoy it. But I'm picking Best Friends because it has the better chorus, better verses that gets you to sing. So I'm going to pick Best Friends from the Weekend off the Dawn FM album. TV, which is another thing, is kind of me opening it up to you. I am picking The Book of Boba. If you're not watching it, you are missing out, in my opinion, as if you are a jaded Star Wars fan. And The Book of Boba, which The Mandalorian was doing it too, but I think it's just because it's the new content coming out. The Book of Boba is really rekindling my affections towards Star Wars. Growing up, it's been, if you can't tell by 70 episodes in, and plus all the bonuses, I'm a big fucking nerd. And I was in that generation of, I never got picked on, but obviously we were still outcasts of being nerds. And I had friends who were deep. I've never was a reader of that. I didn't even get into comics till after high school. I don't know if it was because of just transportation. There was no access to comic books in the way, even now, I don't have access to comic books how I want them to be. I want to be in a town that has like the Midtown Comics, or I just want to be able to walk into a store that you have all the books that came out that week, and I get to explore. I don't have to be in there every week saying I want this pull list. I want to be able to just walk, even like not like I want to be there. If a number 1 comes out at the top of the month, I don't want to be at the end of the month picking up that number 1. I'm talking about like I'm going to walk in on a Wednesday on a whim. I want to just see what's the new books, what catches my eye. I'm going to pick it up. I don't even get that no more. I don't even get that ever. Well, I did get that one time in Midland, which is irrelevant for people that are outside of Michigan where I'm talking about. But the Book of Boba, back to that story, it's not fresh in that sense. It's kind of safe. And I think what Star Wars fans are, I've heard that people are not liking the series, and I do not know why. Besides, maybe it plays that game of like there's an old story and a present story going on, and the past story might be getting a lot more runtime and footage because they're trying to like savor the the present story. Maybe it's because it's a very simple beginning. Who knows? But maybe I think it's because Boba Fett is such a beloved character for a motherfucker who is in a sand paducee for until last year or about a year and a half ago to come back out, and then you know what I mean? This guy has been in a Sarlacc pit since the 80s. Granted, he was in comic books and shit, which this is why I also like that too. But this episode 2 gave us Black Krrsants, Krrsants, whatever the fuck it is. But it's this new Wookiee who's a gladiator and all that. He's part of the comic book. The Book of Boba works so much. I have used a 30-day free trial of CuzNCiseal, so I'm reading the Star Wars books that were Black Krrsantan, and then also I'm reading Vader, which obviously gives me what Vader was doing between episode 4 and 5, and like how he met that doctor. I didn't even know, like I knew the Dr. Aferna was a thing, but I didn't know what she was. I didn't know she was like a Empire. She likes the Empire. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So that's very interesting. But I've been slowly falling back in love with Star Wars, and the TV shows have been doing it. And I'm also a person, like, I'm not going to go down that road right now, but you know, I'm a big fan of episodes. I don't mind The Last Jedi. I like when Star Wars does something and keeps me in the universe, but it's not on Skywalker's dick. And that's where I like Mandalorian. I like Book of Boba. I'm also the kid. I grew up watching even the fucking Ewoks movies just because it's part of that universe. You know what I mean? I used to watch the droid cartoons. Just something that was not involving Skywalker. I've always liked Star Wars. And then for comics, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little not up to date of like what's the new releases. But apparently I will leave on this on January 24th. So that will be if next Wednesday is the 12th. I want to say in 2 weeks there will be a book called Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace. It will be basically like a backstory to Peacekeeper. Did I say Peacemaker? I want Peace. It's Peacemaker. I don't know why I had a fucking brain fart right there. But it's Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace, issue 1. I don't even know if I think it's a one shot, like just one issue, bing, bang, boom. But yeah. Peacemaker, Disturbing Peace is going to be a backstory about Peacemaker, which obviously will be 2 weeks into, because Peacekeeper starts next week, which will probably be the pick of the week next week after I make a decision, because again, I'm trying to stick to my guns of, I do not like the James Gunn Suicide Squad, but I do like John Cena. I do like Peacemaker in that sense of him as a person. So we'll see how a TV show of James Gunn's will go, or am I going to get too much? Like, if it's way over the top, I might not even finish it. I will not lie about it. But this book, Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace, issue 1, comes out January 24th, and it's written by Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis is the author of The Boys. So if you want an over-the-top comic book, which is different than movies and other films, in my opinion, and I don't even know if it's going to be over the top. I'm just saying, if you expect what The Boys does on Amazon, this is the guy who wrote the background, wrote the comic that they're doing. He's going to do a Peacemaker backstory on a one-time shot. But yeah, I know it's a little short and sweet, but hey, I'm more impressed. I kind of did this on kind of like on a one shot with the pauses of me chewing chicken wings. Thank you. anybody who's listening to this, please, from the bottom of my heart, just appreciate knowing that I appreciate that you guys and gals download my show. I honestly do. I do wish I get a little bit more interactions, but I do see numbers. I do get a small count. Not a lot, but at least I know that I'm getting listens from somebody out there. And I appreciate all of you. And obviously, we're going to try to get back in the swing of things. Maybe also I need to devote, maybe like I have Wednesdays and Sundays off. Maybe I need to devote Wednesday to just sit down and write the story so I have them, because I think I did better job of episodes when I wrote the stories or like the news down, so I didn't have to do it on the top of the head and go and all that shit. But I forgot, I didn't talk to the guy. There might be bonus episodes in this year. There might be other things. I need to figure it out. I know I have something that's on a back burner so far back. I have episode 1, but obviously nothing else is done with it. But yeah. Can you guys please follow me at MikeFowler93? I think it's CuzNCiseal on Instagram, because that's where I've been posting comic book pictures of what I've been finding and stuff, and that'll be also what I've noticed people use to help show people what they're doing for WhatNots. But yeah, if you can follow me on Twitter, that'd be great. Right now, if you download that WhatNot app like I am, look up at MikeFowler9393. But hopefully by the time you hear this, or maybe by the time you say I'm going to do this download app, I will be CuzNCiseal on there, because I'm waiting for my last package for WhatNot, because I bought something else. And once it's here, I'm allowed to change my name. But if I have any transactions, right now that's still pending. I can't change my name. So, but yeah, right now it'll be at MikeFowler9393 if you're a quick listener and all that fun jazz. Thank you. Like we say every week, be good to each other. I'll catch you next week. Peace.